My artwork is usually about feminism and gender and a lot of social comments. A lot of it is my own opinion because I am a feminist, a lesbian, all the other things that I concern myself with, and my social standing, my political standing, my own morals, values, ethics definitely come into everything I do. I think if you're not saying anything in what you're doing, then there's no point in doing it. I do concern myself as an illustrator predominantly because I've always drawn and been a lot more pen to paper, and I do quite a bit of digital. I started off in a very graphic design background, even at GCSE, and that translated as time went on into my art as well. I've always had a really strong love of typography, and I think that's the one thing that's always stayed in my way, no matter what it's been about. I've always gone for very clean cut, precise end results. I don't even remember the first thing that inspired me to draw or even be creative, because I've just always been creative. My own artistic expression's always been important to me because I think it's the one outlet that I've always had. No matter what's been going on in my life or what situation I'm in, or no matter where I am in my life, I've always had that as a way of feeling things, I suppose. It's always been my way of getting what I'm feeling and putting it on the outside. And in a lot of ways it's helped me deal with a lot of stuff. It's helped me think about how I'm feeling. I like the uncertainty of how I work at the minute. I didn't realise how much I thought about it until I started university. Because I started off with very different outlooks on what art was and what graphic design was, but then as I got older it definitely merged together. More than anything, when people are looking at my work, I want them to think, that's what I want my work to do. I want people to look at it and I want them to have their own opinion on it. I want it to follow them afterwards. I want them to carry on thinking about it. I want a message, but not necessarily a set message. I'm not directly saying, this is what I think, this is what you should think. I want to give them my opinion and say, and what do you think about it? The experimentation in between might have been really messy, because I do like the studio atmosphere. I try not to limit myself to staying in a clean workspace, because I think it hinders my progress through a project. The end result is always quite precise and set in what it is. I think every piece of work that I do, there's always a large element of research that goes into it. It's never just a pretty picture. There's always a reason why I've done this, or I've chose that colour, or I've chose that background, or I've chosen that shape. Each line and each word and each letter is always chosen for a specific reason. I've never done it just because it looks nice. Some of the research doesn't even end up coming into it in the end, because I just do that much. A lot of it, like 75% of it, is probably not even receiving my work. But then the experimentation happens, and that's when things get exciting, and then sometimes I just go off in like a million and one tangents, and then I have to hone it back because I've got down all these different pathways, and then I have to pick one or try and merge them all together. And then 9 times out of 10 I end up with something completely different than I thought I was going to end up with in the end. When it comes to inspiration, there's been a lot of different artists and art styles that inspire me, depending on what I'm doing at the time. If I'm doing sort of more graphic poster work, then I'm inspired a lot by Swiss style posters and a lot of Soviet propaganda as well. I'm interested in a lot of like geometric shapes, bold colours, a lot of typography. In terms of sort of like character development and stuff like that, if I'm doing more creative, take it where you want to take it kind of work, a lot of my literary inspirations come into it. I like Shel Silverstein. He does really nice character work, very simple, lines. Obviously Quentin Blake a lot as well. I'm inspired by everything around me really. If I watch an interesting documentary, if I read a good book, if I see something, if I walk down the road and see a woman with a shopping trolley looking a bit shifty, anything that makes me think, or anything new that I've not seen before. In my art, I try to put across my own opinions on feminism, gender, and racial oppression, white supremacy, social classes, social oppression, class systems, just all sorts of things that I position myself in different ways. I think it's important to put across the messages that I try to put across, because even though a lot of the messages are quite big in society and they are well-known issues, but I don't think the media portray them honestly 99% of the time. But I think in art and the creative sector in general, it's literally opinions and opinion based. You can say what you want to say, how you want to say it, and no one can tell you how to do it because it's your own platform. I'd like to think in the future that I could aim to change something. When I'm old and sitting in my rocking chair talking to my grandkids, I want to say, I did that. You know, that's what I think.